a lot of common interests and a lot of people are interested in real estate. So there's something I think that is not a boring topic, and because I like and I have passion in it, I can just talk and talk and talk, and then I feel
that's pretty evident in this interview.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up guys, this is Kian here, and today we will be interviewing a very special person, Mr. Kian Aun. So today it's a very special day because we will be talking about the 5 common mistakes that sellers make. This topic seems rather essential in this current context because many people know how to buy, but then they struggle in selling.
I think generally from our experience is that when a person deciding to sell a property, right, a lot of times, of course, they want to get the best price of the property, right?
Yep.
But sometimes when they get into that kind of, I wouldn't say greed, that kind of expectation that the property can, fetch a good price, things like that, not realizing that there are a lot of factors that affect the property. First thing they do is there are a few common mistakes that I realized. Poor presentation of the property, right? Meaning to say that when the agent brings the buyers to the property, first is the property is in a mess, right? You see garbage bin, things hanging over here and there. When the buyer walks in the house, they don't have the feel good factor. You want them to feel good factor when they walk in. So you want to create the first impression, right? When the buyer comes into the property, so the first impression counts. Just like when you go for an appointment or interview, things like that, you dress up smartly so that you impress the person for the first time, right?
But then sometimes it's a debate like, do the buyers, owners do it themselves or the estate agents?
Exactly. So as a good estate agent, they will advise, because estate agent's job is to advise, consult, their clients. They say, look, the property is in such condition. I think it's good that you clean up this, decorate a little bit, put maybe some, a nice aroma to the property so that it eliminates the smell. Or that someone is coming, just tidy up a little bit, move your furniture, a little bit. So as an agent, you should be able to advise your client, that these little things, by doing little things probably can fetch you another extra 10, 20,000, you wouldn't know.
What would be the common mistakes that buyers always make?
I think pricing wise is also another thing. Yeah? As we know, sellers would like to sell at high price. Buyers would try to negotiate down to the best price possible.
Yep.
Yeah. As a seller, sometimes positioning your price too high, people will tend to see that you are getting a bit greedy, you're asking too much, or people will tend that, what is so good about property that I have to pay so much for it.
But what is too much? Is there a figure to too much?
I think sometimes it depends. If in that particular area there are a lot of similar units for sale and they are selling at 1 million, let's say, and for some reason you're asking for even like 1.1 or 1.2 or something like that, then you'll be seen as asking too much. But on the other side, it also gives you on a disadvantaged situation because buyers will think that, hey, this guy could be marking up their price so that they give room for negotiation, something like that.
So for those who are watching right now, we will actually put in the link down below for you to download this article that we produce. I think every fortnight, right? No, every fortnight. Every month. I think, or every 3 months.
I think I'm not sure. I think it's every quarter. I think. Yeah,
every quarter. I think we will make sure about that. Then we will actually put down the link below for our first edition, really, where he is the main author for this article. I think every property investors or owners should read it. So moving on to the next point, right, which he spoke about property in poor conditions that actually restricts people from buying your property lah. So
when I say property in poor condition, is like when you walk into a property, you see cracks on the wall, you see broken tiles, taps that are not installed properly, leaking, stain marks, all these things in the property that, you know, it's just like when you sell a car, you see, you know, your car got scratches lah, stain on the sofa seat lah, you know, loose screws or something like that. So it's actually giving a very negative, what do you call, outlook, impression. So when all these, when buyers, especially when they come in, they will, you know, pinpoint all these little things. A good agent will advise the owner to patch up this, get it painted.
But then, like, in your opinion, what would be the most basic, like, if I have a second-hand house now, if like, there's 3 things I need to fix, what would be the...
First thing, if your house is empty, vacant, clean up the mess. Garden, you know, the overgrown grass, the spider cobs or whatever, sometimes there'll be bird droppings in the house. Clean up the floor, everything, right? Get someone just to clean up, you know, the thing. Second thing is, if you could put a new coat of paint, right, which is not going to cost a lot, right? You don't have to do a lot of layers, just put a layer of paint over coating. It makes a lot of difference, you know. It makes the house very, you know,
fresh.
Yeah, especially you have marks on the walls, you know, screws that are, you know, holes, patch it up and paint. It looks fresh. And the other thing is, if there are any like protruding items, especially taps or wiring or cables or things that you know you don't want to be seen as like
just dress it up.
Yeah, dress it up. Yeah, painting, clean up the mess, and whatever is protruding or things like a rubbish bin or a mop there or something like that. Just get rid of it so that it looks.
You're selling, right?
Correct. So this is something.
And also a tip for the audience at home, right? For owners, if your residential property is less than 5 years, you can actually put this in, just do it up, because you can actually redeem it back from your RBGT. Just, of course, you keep the receipt lah. But then, like, coming to all this, right, I think it's a very good reference for property owners out there. But then, like we always say, like for I used to be a hardcore investor, we just willing buyer, willing seller, dude. So what would be your stand on this kind of owners? Like you being an agent, you be like, okay, you are an owner, I advise you, hey, why not you spend like 10,000 to do up the gate, paint up the house, dress it up, then you can actually like go faster.
Yeah. Like what I said, so sometimes owners are reluctant. They say, you know, I'm going to sell the house anyway. Why should I pay another 10,000 or whatever just to dress up the property? But if you can explain them well, you know, sometimes you just share with them a little bit of what you have done. You can just do some reference. Say, look, I sold this property last year, and they have done this, and you know, you fetch extra more from doing that. But if they still think that, no, I don't want to waste my time, I just want to get rid of it. So we as an agent, sometimes we take initiative, you know. Like what you said, we probably, as an agent, you fork out a little bit just to get the gardener to clean up the garden, and the vendor or the owner will appreciate for what you have done. So they say, oh look, you have done something out of your own initiative. And this gives the owner the trust, the confidence, and the faith in you, because they know that you really care for their property, as if that you are selling your own property. So sometimes good agents will take that extra step, because this kind of small little action actually, you know, we as agent, this little gesture or these little things that we do is where we differentiate ourselves from other agents.
I think then this actually leads to the second point, which is like, you also mentioned like working with too many agents.
Yes.
I think from a property owner's point of view, because I'm actually having a tough time selling my property in JB, the problem that I face is if I get an agent to sell whether can sell or not, when the agents are not giving me feedbacks, then that how much is too much. But then my concern is people just sitting on my property. Like, what would you advise on it?
Yeah, I think coming to this, yes, there are some owners who think that, you know, if I appoint more agents, faster I will sell. That is their thinking. But sometimes the owner must also understand that you want to create, you know, when you want to sell a property, you want to create competition for the property, you know, where you want to create the interest of buyers. When you appoint too many agents, the competition level falls under agents level, because assuming you have 5 agents, these 5 agents will compete with each other to sell your property.
Yeah.
Alright? So guess what? The agents will not find the best price for you. They will find the fastest. Immediately they got the first offer, whether it's at high or low, we don't know. They will come to you. They will not, because they know if I don't come to you, the other 4 agents will come to you. So the competition is at the agent's level. So even the agent receives a very low offer, he will come to you and say, hey, this is the offer you get, why don't you sell? Because he doesn't want other agents to sell. That's one thing, competition. As an owner, you want to create a competition at the buyer's level, not at the agent's level. The more agents sell, they want to sell fast and they don't care what price. They just want to get it done because they don't want to compete. They want other agents to sell. If the competition is at buyer's level, if you have one agent managing the buyers, guess what? The competition is the buyer. If there are 5 buyers instead of 5 agents, these 5 buyers will compete. And the 5 buyers compete, they will
see who's price.
Correct. So if you have too many agents, it may not work that well. So sometimes it's good to work with a limited number of agents. Sometimes you may want to work as an exclusive agent. But of course, there are some setbacks for exclusive agents, like what you said. If you appoint an agent who is lazy, you don't know where is the target market, which we're going to talk about it later. Target market is also one of the mistakes. Right? So if this agent, you appoint an exclusive agent who does not know the market, does not know the price, they don't have the initiative, they don't feedback to you, they don't tell you what is happening to the property, they never tell you, you know, what you should do, they ill-advise you, then it could waste your time appointing them.
Let's move on to the wrong target audience. I think. What do you mean by that?
You see, a good agent will also understand your property. For example, if you are selling a commercial or shop, let's say, just debate a little bit for residential shops. So a lot of agents, they take the shop, they advertise, putting an advertisement on iProperty, Property Guru, or HProp or Prop, all these things. Then they will hang a banner at the shop or an office, hoping for people to call them, right? Then what they fail to understand is that they have to understand the shop. What is a good, what kind of business that fits into the shop? For example, if you get a corner shop, for example, probably you can think of a corner shop. Maybe restaurants could work, a fast food chain can work, banks, even a tire service center, something like that. So they will take an initiative to approach these people, target this group of people.
I think that actually sums up like what. Okay, let's set an actual scenario. I have a property. Let's say I have a shop lot in Betaling or whatever.
Yep.
Then how do I get the right agents? What would be your advice on?
Like I say, interviewing the agent is important. You know, sometimes you receive calls from agent a lot of times. Hey, I'm agent so and so. Would you like to sell a property or rent out a property? A lot of owners just say, okay. Yeah, I just say, okay, just go ahead without even asking which company are you, what have you been doing, who are you, you know, whether they're legal or illegal. You know, the worst thing is you don't want to deal with an illegal agent, right? Who you might not know what is the intention. So, a lot of owners, they fail to interview. So my advice is that interview the agent and say, you know, get some advice from them. You know, how much can I fetch rental? Who do you think fits the shop? How are you going to advertise? What are your clientele, your database? All these things. Then at least by asking them, you know that that whether they have the capability, the experience to help you to find the right tenant, because you don't want them to find the wrong tenant.
How and where can we get access to this kind of so-called quality one?
Yeah, I think sometimes referral, right? Like I said, referral from friends, or sometimes you can ask around, say, you have any good agents that have done.
Yep.
Yeah. What referral is one thing, because referral to me is one of the best source of what do you call it?
When I have a property, what I will do is because maybe I'm a more savvy person. I go property portals.
Yep.
So I go property portals immediately. I will see because they can put themselves as specialized area specialists and things like that. So and then it will sound weird, but I will approach agents.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, what you say? I think the key here, what he mentioned here, is very important. Is qualify your agents. The worst nightmare for an owner to have is actually, I think most of you will see, I'll put up some pictures, like the whole house is full of banners. The whole shop is full of banners, and then when you have a actual prospect coming to the picture, right, you just get disgusted with the amount of flyers and everywhere. We call it spam lah. Okay, in the current world we call it spam, but I do really agree that qualifying your agents is one thing. But then for those agents who are listening right now, right, he also mentioned referrals. I think a lot of agents don't do branding of themselves.
Yep.
I think this is something that we can most probably will cover the next topic.
And there's one interesting point that you brought up, having too many what do you call banners in your property. This is something that I share, that is something that I want to share. You have 5 banners hanging in front of your property for sale. If the buyer is, I would say, cunning or tricky, he will call each and every of the agent and negotiate the price. And when he called every agent and make an offer to every agent at a different price, when this agent present 5 different offers to the seller will think that there are 5 buyers, but that's not the truth. There's actually only one buyer, but he goes to every agent to make an offer. Then this agent will go back to the owner and present 5 different offers. The owner thought there are 5 buyers, but it's not. So buyers can actually manipulate, them to negotiate the low price, and sometimes it just can be that way, So yeah.
So I think that sums up for this episode, the common mistake that sellers, of course agents, you know what to do when you approach buyers, when you approach owners.
I have been in the real estate for more than 10 years. The reason why I go into real estate is also very similar to you. I used to be an investor myself. Then I say, hey look, to understand the real estate more, why don't you be in
the investment?
Yeah, so you know what is happening, things like that. I also I went to Australia, Melbourne, to practice real estate as well for 3 years plus, and because I have passion in it, and I like real estate, and I see a future in it. To me, it's like, this is what I want to do, this is what I love about, and I enjoy doing it. So even though sometimes you will get a bit frustrated or you get a bit down, but because you love what you're doing, you want to never give up and continue doing it, because I can't think of anything else to do, right? So
but what's so interesting about real estate that drives you for so many years?
Because to me, real estate is something that involves everyone. When you go out to talk about real estate, they need a place to stay. if they have money, they will want to invest in real estate, you know, and real estate is always a positive topic, you know, when we ask, hey, how is the market, how is the property, should I buy, all these things. It's a very common topic that everyone shares.
So I think that's all for this episode for the top common mistakes that sellers usually make. Stay tuned for our next episode. We will be having every episode once a week. I think we are going to make it once a week, so depending on how much we can produce. And thanks for watching. We will see you again. My name is Sean and this is Mr. Tan Kian Aun. We will see you soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.